We are all radio stations. Every single one of us is a radio, and we get to change the station based on the frequency, and that is based off how you feel. And that's so easy because we can always tell how we feel.
Somebody was like, okay, I just want to try and get started with activating my sixth sense or starting that spiritual journey. Where would you have somebody begin?
Ooh, love it. Well, step one is knowing that there is a sixth sense / whatever you want to call it / more to our senses. Okay, like there is more. And that is step one. Opening up the brain to just be aware. Opening up your conscious mind to be aware that there's more. Step one. Once we knock that out the ballpark, I like to knock out the ballpark too. Now that you know that there's more, I need you to also know anything's possible. Like genuinely. We are in a simulation. I don't love that word because it's used and sounds loopy, but like in that way, anything is possible, and it stems from your feeling, not your thoughts. And that's where people get confused because they're like, manifesting is with my thoughts and I don't think highly of myself. And it's like, well, no, it's actually the feeling that comes with that, and that's what we need conscious awareness for when I'm having those feelings, because I can be having those thoughts and they're intrusive and it's not me. Again, like a lot of the time it's not you. So it's when you start to attach the feeling that things manifest. And so pay attention to how you're feeling at all times. Do check-ins with yourself, even right now. Like, I'm feeling good, okay? And if I'm not feeling good, then what can I do in that moment? I'm not putting it off into the future. What can I do right now to make myself feel good? And why that's important for manifestation is because the next thing I would dive into is our aura. People heard of an aura. It's that color that you can go get a picture of. No, it's so much more than that. There's layers to this shit. And I need people to understand that we are all radio stations. Every single one of us is a radio. And we get to change the station based on the frequency, and that is based off how you feel. And that's so easy because we can always tell how we feel, right? We always do. It's just becoming aware of, okay, right now I am feeling this, instead of just letting it pass. I am being more present in that moment, how you're feeling, and that feeling is like that frequency that's coming off of you. When we're looking at a radio, we can't see its frequencies, but we're hearing the music. Same thing, like with us, even though we can't see it, we need to know that we have these frequencies there. And to get what you want and to manifest and do that stuff, you need to follow how you're feeling, which is following your heart. When does your heart feel good? And you keep going towards that moment every second and every little second, and you focus on those baby steps in that now, and then just watch the future. And you'll be shocked still somehow, but you wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Because, like, again, I like really dived into like testing out that theory of like, okay, well, if this is real, I'm going to do it. And I've literally manifested myself $10,000 checks writing it out. I've literally done, like, you can, and if I can do it too, like me, think of myself like a little ding dong over here, like anybody can do it. It's just like believing in yourself and changing, like, and matching that frequency at all times. Like, I give the example too of like, all right, when we're all trained to kind of like have road rage, like when someone cuts us off, okay, the next time you like have that road rage, I want you to keep this conversation in mind and send that person love. And be like, okay, screw that. That's stupid. Like, our earth problems are literally nothing on the grand scale scheme of things, right? Like, our problems are so minuscule, and we're like taught because of this oneness in our own mind that it's so much bigger. Like, someone cut me off, oh my, fuck you. Like, no, like, send them love. And maybe again, burnt toast theory. Maybe it's like they needed to cut you off because that was going to get you to this next place at the time you're supposed to be, right? So change that perspective. But yeah, so learning about the aura, like, there's different layers to it. And that's how, mediumship kind of comes in with different layers. But it's really just, like, sit there, whether you want to close your eyes or not, and just imagine, like, at all times when you're in that moment again, like, someone cuts you off. How am I feeling? I'm feeling angry. Okay, I'm going to send that person love. And as I'm sending that person love, I'm sending myself love. And, like, imagine, because it really is happening, your aura is, like, expanding. And it's always changing color. Like, sometimes people are like, what? Someone told me one time my aura's blue. And I'm like, okay. And right now it's purple, blue, green. It always is changing. And colors have their meanings too, but your aura is always changing, and pay attention to it. It's not just something you're going to go get a picture of one time and that's forever. It's every little second your radio station is tuning into different places, and become in charge. You decide the frequency you want to put out, and that's what you get back. So if you decide to change that radio station, when you change that radio station from 99.5 to 98.7, you are in control of that. You're changing it. It's the same exact thing for your mind and that frequency. And I think that the more people dive into those little concepts, the radio, the aura, frequency, and your feelings, is like, dive into that so deep and hear it from every perspective. And again, the more you study that, you're learning anything else. Just like you learn to ride a bike, you learn about that. You become better at it. You realize it. You become more consciously aware in each moment. And you catch yourself when you start to feel anything but that. And it's funny. And then sometimes it's funny too because it's like, well, I'm angry and I know I'm angry and I like it. So fuck you. Like, I don't want to be happy right now. And that's okay too, because then where are you on this scale? We can transmute that anger into, you transmute the sadness from anger, which is good. And then from anger to like the next thing, like I don't care. And then from the I don't care to like, okay, now I'm feeling, since I don't care, now I'm like happy. You know, it's a journey.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's instant, and it can be instant because time is illusion. And sometimes things take longer. And that's like the beauty of earth and humanness, that with time, nothing's permanent. It's going to heal, even though it doesn't feel like it. And maybe we're going to have that scar there, but that wound's going to be closed. So it can scar. You can't feel it anymore. It's still there because it's part of you, but that wound closed. I love that little, forget where I heard that for the first time, but I'd love to give that. But yeah, everyone should dive into, just know literally anything is possible as long as it comes from your heart.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So none of that weird ego shit, because then you're gonna, well, ego's very important, okay? Egos are important. That's what makes us us, and that's why we're here, to learn who is Gabrielle, right? Who is Cameron, like all that stuff. And so dive into that, but keep it in check. And if you're gonna do things just strictly for the ego, you're gonna be at that bottom, like that rock bottom's gonna be knocking at your door. So do things for the heart.
Yeah, I've always loved that. I used to talk about ego when I would work with like a neuroscience company that I worked with. And I would tell people your ego is like your guard dog, right? And so like your guard dog can be like really well trained at like following your heart and seeking out like mushrooms in the forest for the things that you like want to go find. Or it can just be like running the ship and like barking at everybody and biting everybody and just like totally out of control. And you just don't want the dog to be like running the ship, right? You want the dog to be following your guidance.
Yeah. Because you're never going to get rid of it too. Like sometimes people are like maybe in that moment when you had the ego death, like sure, then you realize that it can be tamed. But like that voice in your head, it's literally its job to constantly talk to you, whether it's good or bad things. And it's your consciousness job to align with it or not. And so even if it's saying those bad things, you can be saying and thinking these things and you don't have to feel it. You don't have to let yourself align with it. Like, okay, this person sucks. Next. Like, I don't have to be like, this person sucks. Like, oh my God. Which again, you can if it's going to work for you. But at least for me, I'm like, you don't even deserve my energy. That's why I'm like, I'm done with this spell stuff. Because like the last thing I want to do is hex someone with bad energy. I don't want anything to do with you. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with you.
I love that.